Just when you think you know a guy, he goes and does something like that. I've been pounding the table saying Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback and deserves way more credit for years, and he has been. But this game against the Jets, with none of his starting offensive line, missing his top three receivers, might be his best work yet. Very little play action, not a lot of screens, just a lot of throwing the ball down the field without much protection, making defenders miss, and breaking off big runs. The guy, he went nuclear. This summer, I created a new grade, the S grade. It's like an A plus, but it's when you maintain A plus level play at extended volume, or your efficiency is just like so crazy I've never even seen it. The cutoff, like the vague cutoff in my head, is you got to get like 20 slugging points or PGP points or whatever you want to call them or better. And that's what Baker did. I mean, he went crazy. The deep balls, the pocket manipulation. I mean, he was pressured on more than half of his snaps. Didn't matter. And that's 3 straight weeks with a game-winning drive. But don't take my word for it. Let's get to the film. I cut out a lot of the minutia, but I included all the big plays and all the incompletions and just enough of the normal mundane plays so you could kind of get a sense for what's going on. But without further ado, to the film. First play of the game is just going to be a quick screen, a little swing to the running back with a lead blocker. But two things. One, look at the Bucs' interior offensive line just get destroyed, right? This is what happens when you have 0 starters starting. Or like you have your left guard starting at center and your center starting at left tackle. But Bucky Irving gets 26 yards. So while Baker Mayfield played insanely well in this game, not all yards are created equal, right? That's like 26 yards on Baker's stat sheet that he does not deserve. But conversely, here's a pretty amazing laser of a throw. And like, yeah, it's a contested throw. It could be further to the sideline. But it's Mike Evans. He makes that catch. He's Mike Evans. Right? I believe this is the same play. Yep. It's on the hands. Like, yeah, would I have liked the ball to be on the sideline? Sure, but this is a great throw. We're looking at a line of scrimmage of the 22-yard line. And this ball is going to be dropped at the 37. 15-yard throw, hits a possession receiver in the hands. We'll call it solid, not great, but that's one of 5 balls I counted as drops. PFF said 4. This one's not a drop. This one's insane. Now, this is also an elite throw, right? Line of scrimmage, the 20. Let's go with a ball from the 15. Gets caught at almost the 50. Close enough for government work. 30-yard throw, puts it right where only his receiver can catch it. Now, yes, his receiver makes an incredible catch, but when a ball is thrown that accurately and that far downfield with that small a window, I'm inclined to give it to the quarterback. Elite throw. Again, every single time, and I cut out like 7 holding penalties that the Bucs had, and frankly, if the refs wanted to be mean, they could have called a lot more. Every single play, right? Like every single play, there's pressure, and Baker is evading, creating. Like, yeah, the receiver is wide open. I believe that's Sterling Shepard. He's wide open from the get-go, but Baker has to navigate the pocket before he can even get to that point, right? So I give this a solid throw grade. It's on the border of solid and routine, but the pocket manipulation is really good, so I give it solid. Right? Steps up, keeps his eyes downfield. It would have been really tempting for a lot of quarterbacks to just take off and run here because there is like 5 to 10 yards of green grass. But Baker knows he's an okay athlete. He's not a great athlete. And that defensive lineman could probably chase him down. So he averts course and throws the ball to the receiver, guaranteed 12 yards. That is smart quarterbacking. Smart pocket management. And then here, Mike Evans just makes football easy sometimes. Like, yeah, he'll drop that, that seed you throw up the sideline, but then he'll just give you a touchdown because he's big. Here, batted ball again. Like a lot of people in the past, especially when he was in Carolina, are like, "Oh, Baker gets all these balls batted because he's short." Yeah, no, you'd got to be 8 feet tall to get this ball off. I mean, you've got a defensive lineman in your chest. He's gonna obstruct your throwing motion. So I grade those as bad balls. It's also a plus pocket movement because he had to throw through contact, and that's difficult to do. But it's bad nonetheless. And then here, another Mike Evans drop. It's something he's done for the last 4 or 5 years. As his legs have kind of slowed down on him, his hands have kind of gone to hell. He can still make great contested catches. He's still very talented, but you got to catch that ball. Still, it's a solid throw. He splits the defenders. He throws it with lots of velocity, perfectly placed. Solid throw. Here, Baker just fighting for his life and he fumbles. And this is something Baker's done a lot this year. A lot of fumbles, which is not particularly characteristic of Baker Mayfield's game. But as you can see, pocket collapses immediately. The Jets are rushing 5 and 4 of them have already gotten home, right? So Baker has to juke, evade in the pocket. He should have just thrown the ball away. Right? He gets to the top of his drop. Nobody's open. His streak at the top of the screen is eventually going to be open, but it's not open by the time Baker has to break down. So there's nowhere to go with this ball. You need to just live to fight another day and get it the hell out of your hands. And instead, Baker tries to create a little bit, and he probably shouldn't have. He also fumbles. So that is a negative run. That is a fumble. He is lucky that the Bucs retained possession on that play. That being said, every single thing he does from that point on is not only not bad, but fucking stellar. I mean, look at this run. This is the most impressive 3 yard run I think I've ever seen from a quarterback. It's some Barry Sanders shit right here. So again, nobody open. It's max protection. There are literally 2 receivers running routes. Everybody else is just trying their damnedest to give Baker a couple seconds to actually survey the field for once. The problem with max protect is that when you've only got 2 receivers, there's not a lot of places to go. So Baker does his best. When you've got 7 or 8 guys blocking and they still get pressure through, that's not good. So Baker has to juke a guy out and then spin the move and then turn the edge. And if he would have just kept his feet, he probably could have kept going. But I still grade it as a positive run. 2+ pocket moves. Here's the tight copy, just so you can see all the fancy footwork as it happens. Breaks a tackle, jukes a guy, spins a guy, jukes another guy, gets around and barely gets tripped up, or else he's going to turn that edge and get 10. It's a very nice play. But we're here for the throws. We're here for the excellence with the arm talent. And again, the Jets are kind of just figuring we can play some basic zone defense, some softer zones, because we're going to get home with 4. And Baker, he's eating up the middle. It's a routine play, but it's a good plus pocket movement, and, it moves the chains. More just absolute disgusting magicianry by Baker Mayfield. He is not big. He is not that athletic. He's not that fast, but the man can run because he gets it. Notice again, nobody really open at the top of the drop, right? You kind of have the middle of the field. It's going to take some anticipation. Baker doesn't see it, probably because he's looking down at the rush. You see that? Right here. Freeze it. Baker's dig is coming into the middle of the field. It's a little bit of a hook dig. I can't tell if he's supposed to settle because that's the route or if it's just because it's so wide open. But Baker's not looking there, so he's not anticipating. And then right here, you can see Baker, he breaks down. The reason he hunches like that is because he's already anticipating pressure that's not really there. And that's not good on 3rd and long, right? On 3rd and long, you have a guy curling at the sticks, or at least sitting down at the sticks. You want to hit him. And that's Emeka Ibuka. That's not some scrub. That's like Baker's favorite guy right now. So he absolutely should have thrown that ball. Instead, he sees a lane, and he was wrong. He was dead wrong. His brain was not good on this play, but his feet were. make a guy miss, pump fake a guy in the open field, turn the corner, get the positive run. That is two plus pocket movements. That is a positive run. That is some star shit right there. You can see right here, this is where his eyes come down. He sees the free rushing edge. He sees that he's got two linemen to block three defenders. And, maybe he's smarter than me. Maybe I'm too ballsy. Maybe I'm being brazen because I don't know what it feels like to get crunched by a defensive lineman. Whatever the case may be, Baker knows his offensive line better than I do. He steps up, he jukes through, he runs. Great job. And that's one of those things where, like, I can sit here and I think I know what's going on, but Baker knows his line. He's practiced with these guys. He knows what they're capable of. I don't. Like, legitimately, this is one of the very rare times. I don't know who half the guys on this line are anymore. Here, you got Mike Evans, and he's tall, and he's going up against a corner who's struggling a lot lately, and Sauce Gardner. Just put it up there and see if he can go grab it. Solid throw. This is a really great throw, and it really defies a misconception that makes me angry. A lot of people coming out of the draft said Baker Mayfield is a weak arm, and we know now that's absolutely not true. The guy's got a cannon. But for whatever reason, that stuck, right? People are like, oh, he's short, so he's got a weak arm. And now that he's proven he's got a strong arm, people have kind of altered that argument to be, well, his arm's not weak, but it's only strong when he gets his entire body into it. And it's like not effortless like a Josh Allen, like a Mahomes. And like, sure, he doesn't have the arm talent of Josh Allen, but he has the arm talent of Mahomes. Seriously. This is rolling to his left. His body is not underneath him. His feet are off the ground when he throws this ball, and it is a seed 15 yards downfield. I mean, just a fucking bullet, and it hits Mike Evans straight in the hands. Great pass, plus pocket movement for rolling left. Drop. Like, check the tight copy. This is crazy. The amount of torque and velocity he gets while rolling away from his body with his feet in the air is nutty. And again, it's in the palms. It's not like off the fingertips. It's not like reaching out. That is in the palms. Mike Evans' wrist is gonna sting from that ball, and he did not catch it. Here, Baker does it again, right? He's not having anybody open. The Jets do a really good job of zoning up and dedicating defenders to the strong side of the field. So Baker rolls left and he gets his receiver open, but Sterling Shepard falls down while he's driving back to the ball. It's hard to grade this kind of play, right? Because I'm not sure if the ball would have gotten there had Shepard stayed on his feet and been able to run underneath it. I'm gonna grade it as bad just because when in doubt, I'm harsh on Baker Mayfield just because I'm so often impressed with him, right? But it's a close call, and I could absolutely see a world where that is a touchdown. Next drive, yet another drop, just a little slant. It's a routine throw, but the drops, man, they're killing me. Another bootleg because the Bucks just can't block anyone. Every single play, this guy's under siege. And once again, rolling left, he throws a fucking dime. 20 yards downfield this time. Let's see the tight copy. Here we go. Again, these plays are so quick developing and they're all first reads that I don't really have to show you the diagrams of the plays. It's not helpful. But what is helpful is showing you this crazy arm talent. Again, body not underneath the throw. Momentum carrying away from his arm. With his entire body in the air, he uncorks this thing at the 20 and it hits his receiver in stride, maybe a little bit not in stride, at the 45, 25 yards downfield. That is crazy arm talent. That is not getting a strong base and like torquing his body. Like, no, that's just Baker having a cannon attached to his shoulder. I don't know how whoever made him put such a strong arm on such a dinky man relative to other NFL quarterbacks, but height does not correlate necessarily to arm strength. Peyton Manning was 6'5", right? This is bad. And it's not a bad throw. In fact, I think it's actually a routine throw. The problem is just that Mike Evans hurt his ankle like really badly, or his hamstring rather, really badly while running the route and couldn't finish the route to catch the ball. So we're just going to not grade that play. It's impossible to know what would have happened if the receiver wasn't literally hurt in his break. This one, another great throw, just dropped. And this is what happens when you're throwing a fifth string receivers, right? He's falling down on his route. The stumbling makes the ball go right through his hands. Not ideal. Do I have the tight copy? I do. Yeah. He's stumbling. He gets a hand on the ball. If he doesn't stumble, he probably catches that pretty easily. I think that's a great throw. If you want to say that's bad, go ahead. It's still an incredible game by Mayfield. I don't really mind. And personally, I don't think you could have placed that too much better. Here, Baker with a long 33-yard run. That's a positive run. You get 2 bonus points because it's a very long run. Baker is jazzed up. The man loves to run. Baker Mayfield is a pocket quarterback, but he fancies himself a dual threat. Oh, and this one kills, right? Because Tez Johnson right here would have been gone for a touchdown, and Baker just totally misses him. It's a bad deep ball, and Baker Mayfield's been uncharacteristically shoddy on some of these really easy deep balls. He's hit a lot of really difficult deep balls this year, but he's actually only been accurate on 50% of his deep balls, which is still really high, but not high for Baker Mayfield. Uh, Mostly because he's missed like 3 gimmies that would have been huge plays. He don't miss here though. Again, line of scrimmage about the 30. Ball caught at the 60 essentially. That's a deep ball. That's an elite throw. That's crazy. Again, not a strong arm, eh? Let's go with this ball from the 25. Guy comes down with it at the 60. A little bit of math. That's 35 yards, and it's a line drive rope. There's not many quarterbacks who can do that, especially not accurately, especially without a crow hop. I mean, Mayfield is a ridiculously talented arm. You love to see it. He almost did it again right here. Again, launch point, 35-yard line, all the way down to the 15. And Emeka Ibuka actually catches this. They blew this call, but there's no use in showing the sideline view. It doesn't show enough. But that ball is right on the hands, and Ibuka actually catches it right here. And there's 1 foot and there's 2 feet, and he's actually in bounds, but the refs blew the call. No matter. Baker will absolutely make up for it immediately. With a screen pass. And this will ice the game. Baker Mayfield was 2 of 4 on deep balls with 3 elite throws, 3 great throws, 6 solid throws, 16 routine throws, and just 6 bad ones. It's pretty crazy. He had 1 sack. It was not his fault. And the fact that he got away from this game with only 1 sack is insane because the average quarterback probably takes 4, right? So he is creating tons of value by manipulating the pocket, evading rushers, and extending plays. He had 3 positive runs, including one of 33 yards, and 17 plus pocket moves, giving him a PGP score of 21.25 on the game, despite a fumble, because he just can't stop fumbling this year. I don't know what's going on, but you can set your watch to it. He was accurate on 82.35% of aimed passes, which is crazy. He had 37 dropbacks, and he was accurate on 82% of aimed passes. 2/3 of his passes were accurate if you take out all of the routine ones, the easy ones. So take away the screens, take away the RPOs, only count the bad throws and the impressive throws. 66.7%, crazy. I mean, this is legendary caliber football right here from Baker fucking Mayfield. At this point, I'm almost out of things to say. Like, every year Baker Mayfield plays awesome football and nobody watches. And like, I can't blame you. Who wants to watch Jets versus Buccaneers with the Buccaneers playing their backup offensive line, two guys I've not even heard of, and then missing Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka is banged up, and Jalen McMillan's not playing? If you told me the Buccaneers scored 7 points all game, I would have said, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. They have nothing left. And instead, they just casually scored like 30. And yeah, one of the touchdowns was Jamel Dean, who plays defense, not offense. Okay, they scored 23 points on a pretty decent Jets defense. Not good, but decent, without any of their starters. If you don't have Baker Mayfield in your top 5 quarterbacks, I just don't respect your opinion. Sorry. That's all I got for this. I mean, there's nothing else to say. The guy's incredible. He absolutely should have been an MVP candidate last year. Right now, I think he should be the front runner, and there's not a chance in hell he will be. But until next week, I got some Drake May film to get to, so hasta.